Starting off with a quick question. What do your smartphones, laptops, and refrigerators have in common? No, not that you can keep your hands away from them, but something else. All these appliances are powered by semiconductor chips. These semiconductor chips are present in your refrigerators, in your mobile phones, and even your electronic toothbrush. Without these chips, there would be no Tesla, there would be no iPhones, and there would be no tablets. Not a good alternate universe if you ask me. But most of us did not care about this until the 2020 pandemic hit, where the demand and the reliance of these chips became an all-time high. And one company became the most important tech company in the world, the TSMC. The Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, known as TSMC, is the world's largest dedicated semiconductor chip and integrated circuit manufacturer. With a market capitalization of almost $500 billion, the company is the most valuable semiconductor company in the world, producing over 50% of the world's semiconductor chips, according to Statista, and as per Financial Times, an astonishing 90% of the most advanced chips. Morris Chang, a Chinese-born American-educated engineer, founded TSMC in 1987, and it has developed into a major corporation with over 50,000 employees and annual production of over 12 million semiconductor wafers. TSMC chips are found in prominent devices supplying chips to the likes of Apple, ARM, and Nvidia. The TSMC annual revenue for 2020 was 47 billion, a 33% increase from 2019. So, why is TSMC so important? We have established that the tech world depends heavily on semiconductor chips, and TSMC is super relevant because they manufacture the said chips. But there's more to the company's relevance than that. There is also something to be said about TSMC's mode of operation and why that makes them essential to many tech companies. There are two types of semiconductor chip manufacturers, fabless and foundry. Fabless companies concentrate on the research and development of semiconductor chips and include massive tech outfits like AMD, Nvidia, and Qualcomm. On the other hand, foundry companies focus solely on manufacturing and testing the physical product. Because it is a pure foundry chip maker, TSMC fits into the latter group. It just manufactures semiconductors that the other firms design. For example, Apple previously outsourced its iPhone chip manufacturing to Samsung until Samsung developed a direct competing device. When Samsung launched its Galaxy phone line, it became clear that handing over the essential production process to a direct competitor was a bad idea. So Apple contracted TSMC for its advanced chips, and to this date remains the company's biggest customer. Apart from Apple, TSMC's other clients include MediaTek, AMD, Qualcomm, Broadcom, Nvidia, Sony, Marvell, STM, and EDI. Now let's talk about TSMC and the global chip shortage. The COVID-19 pandemic disrupted every aspect of the global economy, and the chip manufacturing industry was not spared. TSMC is facing increasing demand for chips while still trying to clear the backlog caused by production disruptions because of the pandemic. This is why there's a global chip shortage. Demand for chip far outweighs the supply. To combat this, the semiconductor companies are spending almost $150 billion on expanding production capacity. Still, analysts expect the shortage to last through 2023, even with the increased production boost from chip makers. So can the world survive without TSMC? The increase in demand from caretakers for chips in late 2020 had been difficult to meet. Given TSMC's supply had already been squeezed by strong appetite earlier in the year, the increase in demand from car makers for chips in late 2020 had been difficult to meet. Even the US, European, and Japanese automakers are even lobbying the government for help, with Taiwan and TSMC being asked to step in. The importance of TSMC and Taiwan as a chip manufacturing location is obvious, and even if the company builds fabs outside its country, they will be trail edge. TSMC's 5nm fab in Arizona will only be operational by 2024. By the time, the company will already be mass producing next generation 3nm chips in Taiwan. The business ecosystem within Taiwan that has facilitated TSMC's rise is also unlikely to be replicated overseas quickly under the market conditions, even with the cooperations of friendly governments such as the US. Since technologies have become more specialized, custom chips will be needed to meet the computationally intense needs of machine learning. That being said, TSMC's ability to design and manufacture the most advanced chips capable of hosting artificially intelligent applications puts it in a very strong position in a market that is estimated to reach 16 billion in the next 3 years. That was everything you needed to know about TSMC and the current semiconductor market. Next time you're casually swiping through Instagram, don't forget that a lot of computing power has gone into it. This was Amir for Exhibit, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and until then, goodbye.